Hey there boys and girls, good old Fury 79 here once again. Well, in with glass here, isn't I? Yeah, sorry about that. Right, so, of course, those of you who know me will know I've started my new job. So this is done a little bit later in the day than normal. It's at, 5:45 right now. So, of course, it's a night shift that I do, so I've been sleeping through the day. And I got some vape mail today. So I just picked it up and opened it all up, and it's not what I've been expecting. A company called Vapourlites have been watching my videos, and they've asked me to review their gear. Now they seem to think they've got the world's smallest e-cig, and I was like, okay then. But I was actually surprised to find this morning that they actually probably do have the world's smallest e-cig. So without further ado, let's have a look at what they sent me. Obviously we've got here the Vapourlites electronic cigarette. None if we can focus down on that at all, but no tar, no tobacco, no ash, no smoke, use anywhere. Not strictly true anymore, Vapourlites. Too many people being bottom holes. No passive smoking effects and full smoking sensation. Again, something we'll find out. So that's the rechargeable. Quite a weighty beast, isn't it really? Big old thing, so you get your cartomizer with your mouth condom, batteries, and it says it's fully charged and ready to use. Again, we shall find out. And obviously the USB. And we've got this little puppy as well. Right, I have to do unboxing here, so you have to bear with me. This is the one they claim to be the world's smallest e-cigarette, and I'm just going to turn that off the camera for a second. There we go. Look at that thing. It is tiny. It really is tiny. So they probably are right for the world's smallest cig-like. Quite easily palmable. So, yeah. So there you go. Pop that in there. And I'm thinking of taking one of these to work with me tonight, but I don't know when I'll get an opportunity to have a blat. So, what do we do? First off, we get my pleasant and beautiful face back on the old camera and take a toot on what we call a real e-cig. Of course, this is a real e-cig, as is that's just your cig-like entry level stuff. And of course, they've asked me to review it. They sent me a rather nice letter actually, which I shall read out. It got ripped in the process of being opened, so sorry, I think I dipped the camera a bit there. So here we go. Ready? Dear Andy, I hope this finds you well. Thank you for agreeing to review a selection of our Vapourlites range on name, capital letters. So I invited you on board for the review and sincerely hope you enjoy the items. Please find enclosed the full review kit. 1x VL40 electronic cigarette starter kit, 16mg tobacco flavour. Well, it's hardly going to be candy cane now, is it? To be honest, I was expecting a menthol, because it's fairly common knowledge that I like menthol cigarettes more. 1x 16mg tobacco flavour, disposable e-cig. Full details about all product starter kits and accessories can be found on the website www.vapourlites.com. That's the English vapor, not the Americanized vapor, so it's OUR instead of OR. But of course, they will have already flashed up a link by now. If you're unable to find something on the site, and if you need any further information about anything, please do get in touch and I'll be happy to help. Kind regards, Joe Sack. And it looks like he has proper signed the letter, although without my glasses on, he's probably actually just a print, but anyway. And of course that's Merchant Ventures Limited, email David at Merchant Venture, and of course phone number. Now, what I like is, you know our tagline here on Just Vapes, we don't smoke, we vape. Their tagline is actually startlingly similar, don't smoke, just vape. So either they're copying us, or it's a very kind of odd coinky-dink. Anyway, no matter. So I think I made a decision what I'm going to bring with me tonight. I'm going to bring the little tiddler one. Obviously I'll bring, oh god, I'll bring me mod Here it's gilly there. Look at it looking shiny and slightly kind of cool. I'm going to bring this little puppy with me. I'll tell you what, we'll do a first two on the camera right now. Sorry about the handheld nature of this. Not really had time to set anything up, so we're just taking the old sticker off. Now what's the bends? It's a red end. Okay, here we go. Not a bad flavour. Slightly sweet on the tip of the tongue, but what I'd expect from a disposable at the very least. It says here VL Micro. They claim it's the world's smallest e-cig. I'm going to do a bit of research into that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't wrong, because that is absolutely minuscule if we compare it to the rechargeable there. Absolutely tiny. It's got to be what, 2.5 inches long. I'll measure it up properly for the piece to camera when it's on the tripod. Not bad vapour production for something so small. I mean, God, I'm wondering how long the battery's going to last. Can't imagine it being very long, like a couple of hours maybe at best. I'm going to have to contact them for price points on these, recommended retail, because I don't know. I have had a brief look at the website, but didn't really look in any detail. What I did notice on the website is there's seemingly some sort of pharmacy allegiance going on there, which of course Vapourlites, we as vapors, well, experienced vapors, don't particularly like. We want to move away from this whole quit or die thing, but I'll let you know all that in an email once I write to you, because obviously I need to, well, you'd have, yeah. I am liking the fact it's got a blue light, so I'm looking forward to using that one now. Pop that on charge, because as we all know, rechargeable batteries degrade over time, so we don't know how long that's been stored, so let's pop that back in there. Now, just notice the rechargeble's got a little hologram on it. And we'll do a proper box review later, but it's got all the requisite signs on it. Not for under 18-year-olds, poisons, there's a customer care line, free phone, all the we, symbolism on the back. It's got an ingredients breakdown, which I'm pretty much impressed with actually. Propylene glycol, glycerol, water, vaporized flavours and nicotine, so they're using their own flavouring evidently. It's a 16 milligram. Oh, it's a 100 milliamp hour battery. Well, that ain't gonna last long. May contain traces of nuts. So yeah, it's cool. Right, we'll do a proper review of that later. I'm going to go and get ready for work, and I will talk to you at around about 9-10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Peace for now. Right then, so brought this to work with me last night. I had a full 8-hour shift, and there it is, a wee little beastie. And the through hole, the air hole is in the end here, very minuscule. I don't know if you'll be able to make it out at all. Just about by my fingernail there. God, that's filthy, but I do work for TNT, so it's quite dirty work. I also notice that it has a squishy chip. Get that right, you see, squishy. Let's go through some text back. It's 16 milligram tobacco flavoured e-liquid in there, which, to be fair on the whole, I found quite pleasant. It wasn't brilliant. It certainly wasn't awful either. Now, something else I wanted to point out was their little catchphrase, don't smoke, just vape. Remind you of anything? So if they have copied us in a sense, then I don't mind, to be fair, at least that's pretty good. Now, what it says on the bottom here, I don't know if you can make it out, is a harm reduction alternative to smoking, which is brilliant. And on the back it's got all the relevant warnings: warning toxic if swallowed, very toxic in contact with skin, keep locked up, and out-of-reach children. In case of accident, if you're feeling unwell, seek medical advice immediately. May contain traces of nuts. The juice did have a rather nice hazelnutty flavour, and the ingredients are everything we would expect to see: polypropylene glycol, glycerol, vegetable based, as I've subsequently found out, water, Vapourlites flavoured nicotine, which I'm presuming is their own flavour. Vapourlites are not sold as a cessation product and make no such claims, and of course made in China with the old poison symbol, not for under 18s on the side, and all the relevant disposal guidelines which none of us pay attention to because it's just going to go in the bin. I will need to get a retail price for these, which I'll do at the end of the video on my face-to-face piece, but this ran out at 3 o'clock this morning. I don't know if you saw that little puff, but still going at 9:30. I'm actually quite impressed with it. As a cigarette goes, very, very good. And evidently, their claim, the smallest in the world. Still need to look that up, but for disposable, actually pretty good. The only thing I can sort of say about it is that end pops off very easily. And I lost it in my pocket twice, but yeah, there you go. Anyway, so that is the Vapourlites VL Micro. Yes, VL Micro disposable e-cig. Now, for the rest of the day, I'm going to be on the rechargeable. So I should be doing unboxing right here. Now, this one's going to be a bit more in-depth because they've got instructions and a frequently asked questions sheet, which is very, very good. So there you go. Apparently it's fully charged. I will let you know. And that's fully charged anyway, so I may well end up taking that out with me whilst I pop to Asda in a minute. But yes, apparently it's fully charged, and I've got a plan out for preparation, which I'm probably going to do two-handed, so there you go. I will catch you later on this evening. Ta-ta for now! Just a very quick quickie. A lot of these have a hole in the centre pin of the charger. This one doesn't. Feels fairly solid, pretty good. If anybody's worried about you kids getting into these packaging, I have just had to literally monster this apart, and it's come apart in pieces, to the point I've actually torn the back of the little warnings bit there. That was hard, so a good point there. Mouth condom on the end, or hygiene seal, whatever that's called. Feels pretty solid, definitely hard. Screw on, screw off, 510 sort of thing. And same sort of brushed end, sort of make it look like a fag. I haven't tasted it yet, but let's have a quick. Definitely semi-liquid, not so much vapor production, but only a quick 2, and apparently that's fully charged. Obviously it's definitely charging it, so I'm going to take that to Asda with me, and shall we go? TTFN! I'll tell you what else if we get me on camera. Also, forgot the actual e-cigarette. Now, I've brought a comparison here. Sorry, dog. I have Mason in with me and my dog. Right, so this is a Rocky Stogie. Now, I'm using that for a comparison. And I've done this review over a few days now. And I've been using this on and off for a few days. The disposable, obviously, as I showed you during the early part of this review, it's a disposable, you know, it's the kind of thing that you bring out on an evening or something to tide you over for a few hours. Now, it was an excellent little disposable, the old VL Micro. As far as I can tell, it is the world's smallest e-cigarette, well, disposable at least, and it's a pretty decent little device. Obviously I've gone through everything that's on the box. Now, with regards to the VL4, VL40 or whatever it was, it is a rechargeable device. It's had a full charge and I've been using it. You do get optional extras available from the website, and I'll probably do a very quick jump cut before the end. Actually, now I've got the website here, so we'll go through it and look at it. Again, the back of this is fairly similar to the back of the VL Micro, All the relevant warnings the same, or no under 18s, proper disposal, same quality of e-liquid, and of course it says Vapourlites are intended for use by committed smokers aged 18 or over. Vapourlites are not sold as a cessation product and make no such claims. I love that about these. I absolutely love that. It's the first disposable I've ever seen that actually says that. That they're not a cessation product. They're just an alternative, a harm reduction alternative. I believe it says on the front here. There we go, harm reduction alternative to smoking on the front of the VL Micro. Again, 16 milligram. I've left this alone now for about a day, so see how the charge is going. It's not a bad vapour production, and it's a lovely vapour taste. Now, as I said I was going to do a comparison. This is a Rock E-Stogie. This is a very high quality disposable. Now, I've had one of these and it's lasted me like 4 or 5 days. Again, a bit better production. Like I said, it is very high quality, but the e-liquid tastes exactly the same. They taste exactly the same. Perhaps that was a little stronger. I think that's an 18 milligram. But they do taste exactly the same. The performance of this is good. I would actually say the VL Micro has better performance, better vapour. Now, what sets this aside from everything else is what you get with the device. You get the charging process instruction sheet, a little thank you saying thank you for purchasing this Vapourlites product, happy vaping from the Vapourlites team, again, or the incentive for dedicated smokers. But this is the thing, you get a proper little breakdown of all your components, how to recharge it, and you get a frequently asked questions part. Right, Vapourlites technique for beginners. Moving from tobacco to electronic cigarettes needs a little time and practice, which is true. Although this is not a long or complicated process, most users make the transition to electronic smoking without difficulty. However, frustrations can arise when trying to inhale. And they recommend, rather than like you would with a cigarette, go like that, like a long inhale. And let's face it, we're all used to doing lung hits if you're an experienced vapor. So for example, for a comparison, you wouldn't do that with a cigarette. You'd end up choking to death. And it goes on, and like just sort of find your own way. When the Vapourlite rechargeable is charged, how long does it last? Again, that's a variable thing, and it says that this varies and depends on the amount of puffs you take. A light user could see a 20 to 24 hour use, a medium user 10, heavy users as little as 3 hours, and so on. How long does it take to recharge? It gives a rough answer. How do I know the USB is working? It tells you whether it's on or off. Or does if my Vapourlight doesn't charge or I think it's faulty? First look for the Q&As on www.vapourlites.com. And if you're still not happy, call their 24-hour helpline. Why do Vapourlites have a blue tip at the end? Brilliant question. And the answer is simply, we use a blue tip to help avoid confusion when you are using your e-cigarette in a public place. Fab! Brilliant! I've used different brands of e-cigarette, third party. Can I charge my Vapourlites with the third party USB? No, we take no responsibility for using non-Vapourlight parts when we're charging. Of course, typical indemnification there, but pretty good advice actually. What are the ingredients? Of course, I've gone through the ingredients. How is the vapour made? And it tells you how it turns the liquid over the coil and the wick and turns it to vapour by heating it. What's the expected life of my batteries or number of recharges? And it says it's difficult to give a precise answer as it's dependent on usage and the style of recharging of individual users. However, as a guide, up to 300 charges they reckon that battery will take. So there you go. And they say, we do hope you enjoyed and continue to enjoy your Vapourlites experience, and we thank you. And as a thank you, we would like to extend our appreciation by offering you a further 10% discount on your next online visit. Enter the discount code which, do you know what, I want to give it out actually, because I'm nice like that. VHT10 at the checkout. You can get yourself a 10% discount there. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm nice to my vaping peepers. And what can I say? It's a semi-decent performing rechargeable Vapourlites Cig. A bit tight on the jaw and sometimes a little heavy on the chest, as compared to the Rock Stogie, which is quite a loose jaw. Comparing it to something like my K6 here with the Arga, that's a highly adaptable thing. Truth of the matter is, I've had lots and lots worse. So let's have a look at pricing. VL4 tobacco starter kits. The VL4 on its own has been reduced from $15.99 to $9.99. Okay, and you get various incarnations of that at the website. Let's have a look at disposables. Here we go, and the VL Micro. That's $3.99 reduced from $6.99, and you get it in tobacco and menthol. You also get that in menthol as well. As it goes, for the claim that I made that they have some seemingly sort of chemist, like pharmacy kind of thing, they're supplying Life Pharmacy online. There was another pharmacy there somewhere. You can get it from Londis, Pharmacare, Osborne Stationers, and if you go to the website you will see that. Express Chemist is the other one. Home Bargain is in the range. So there's a good sort of thing going on there, but they are also evidently affiliated to ISITA, which is important, and I'll probably do a follow-up of that and use my contacts within well, I don't have any contacts within ISITA, but I have a friend who does have contacts within ISITA, so I shall be asking them for what they know about Vapourlites, and apparently you can get them from amazon.co.uk as well. On the whole, scores wise, the VL Micro, frankly, for what it was an excellent little device. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Great flavour, great vapour, good throw hit for a 16mg, and above all, it actually lasted quite a while. It lasted me an entire shift. And I'm stealth vaping. You know, I got a hard bloody job. This has been charged once. I give it a charge out of the box. I never quite rely on it's charged and ready to use. It's just a personal thing. And it's lasted a good few days, sort of being used in between my mods, my Rocky Stogie, my birthday over the weekend where I went to a vape meet and used various other devices. Didn't even get a look in on Saturday. But it is a very good device, you know, it's good smooth action on threads, bit of a tight draw, so I'm going to score this one pretty much as an average sort of starter e-cigarette, apart from the fact that I'm going to give it an extra point for all the details that it has on the box. It's not a cessation product, it is a harm reduction product. They make no such claims. That is great packaging, Vapourlites, brilliant packaging. The Fury approves of that. And you don't call it e-smoking or anything like that, or how to smoke your e-cigarette. It is vaping, which is absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. So that one's going to get an 8.5 out of 5. Overall, I would actually recommend these as a gateway product into vaping. If you want to make this, if someone asks me, I want to make the switch, but I don't fancy carrying around something as clunky as that, or anything as grandiose as what I have, I would say, well, if you're looking for something straight, like a Cig-like, which most people are expecting, this goes on my recommended list. Absolutely, unequivocally, because it just tells you as it is from a vaping point of view, in a way. A very beginner's, novice point of view, but these are beginner's, novice devices. So, you know what, the Fury approves of Vapourlites, and say what you like about e-cigarettes that are Cig-likes, These ones are pretty damn good, and I think I will be keeping this one for use on nights out when I don't want to bring a mod, because I like them. So yeah, Vapourlites, if you want to send me a pack of cartomizers, that'd be fab. Joking. But yes, very much seriously on a par with the likes of Rock disposables. So, to sum up, brilliant. Great information, great product, good price point at that reduced level. Maybe at the full prices, I don't know, but at that reduced level, brilliant. Get yourself over to vapourlites.com. Yes, vapourlites.com again here. And VHT10 for your 10% discount, probably a one-time use I should imagine, so be careful with that. Make it work for you. And evidently they have a win of £1,000 each month, so all customers will automatically get entered into that draw, so you'll also have a chance of winning £1,000. Awesome stuff. I have been the Fury79, this has been the Vapourlites review. You've been gorgeous, I'm fairly certain my dog has just let off. I'm going to cut this now. Peace.